There is no country in the world that gives free health care to foreigners.
In Durban, a legal storm just hit South Africa's human rights space. And
very clear that it's unlawful for any citizen or anyone to try to enforce immigration laws. No one is allowed to play the role that is supposed to be played by Home Affairs.
And the almighty Operation Dudula is walking away with a victory.
It's good that they have actually taken us to court.
This is because the South African Human Rights Commission's urgent bid to stop Operation Dudula from stopping foreigners from accessing healthcare in South Africa has been stopped by a court in South Africa.
Operation Dudula, we recently heard them speaking that they went into some coalition agreement with the political parties to get their political position into parliament. So it's not about illegal immigration, it's
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favour and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
South African Human Rights Commission's urgent bid to stop Operation Dudula from stopping foreigners from accessing healthcare in South Africa has been stopped by a court in South Africa.
From the Southern Africa Refugee Organization Forum, Eric Medal, to speak to us. You are here in court. Obviously, there is an application that you filed, and you are calling for a number of things, especially pertaining to the prevention of immigrants from accessing public health care in South Africa.
Yes, that is true. Especially we are here to enforce the law enforcement, especially the Minister of Health and the Minister of Police to do their work.
And what does this application in particular entail? What is it that you are calling for really?
Our application which we brought to court is to interdict the March and March and the Operation Dudula members from denying the refugees and asylum seekers, in a particular documented one, from accessing the health facilities. In the incidents which has been happening, we saw them operating around and outside the hospitals and the clinic, and no one seems to care. And in the other aspect, there is some nurses in some clinic without the members of the Operation Dudula and the March and March. They're the one who are turning away their client whom they should assist. So we are coming here to seek the interdiction from all those members of the Operation Dudula and the March and March, and all other citizens who may want to act unlawfully.
And, you know, when we speak about the reasons why these movement, the March and March movement, have been stating, you know, in terms of why they are doing this, as well as members from the Operation Dudula, is that this is also part of the fight against illegal immigration, and that entirely immigrants are, in fact, taking resources from the public healthcare system, which is, in fact, supposed to be utilized for South Africans.
That is totally a lie, especially Operation Dudula. We recently heard them speaking that they went into some coalition agreement with the political parties to get their political position into parliament. So it's not about illegal immigration, it's for them to feed their political ambitions with no cause. Because if we say illegal immigration, the police and the immigration, they are arresting people on a daily basis and they're deporting them. And those who are here, and the one we are defending, they are legally and documented refugee and asylum seekers. So their anger is even directed to the wrong people. We can say they are targeting the easy targets.
The court called it an abuse of court processes. Now, this is not just a legal loss. This is a statement made boldly by Operation Dudula that they are ready to trash anyone who comes their way. Operation Dudula has been one of South Africa's most controversial movements, and this one, they did it together with March for March. known for its hardline stance against undocumented migrants.
Hi everyone. So the Human Rights Commission has taken me to court in my personal capacity, taken our lawyer to court, taken March and March to court, and some of our members, as well as Operation Dudula, and they have cited us as respondents because they are saying that the police need to arrest us for stopping illegal immigrants in hospitals who are here for all kinds of reasons besides emergency health care. And ideally the South African Human Rights Commission, that's supposed to be protecting our rights to life and making sure that the law is being upheld, is the very same commission that is now wanting to aid and abet illegal immigrants in the country instead of making provision for them to be deported and taken back to their countries of origin. So we're calling on all of you South Africans who are available on Tuesday to please join us at the Durban High Court. That's where we're going to be appearing. And we want to make our voices heard. We've been saying, we've been crying, we've been going on all platforms trying to be heard. The country can no longer take care of all these illegal immigrants. None of our resources are capable or are even budgeted for so many people who are not South African citizens. Therefore, we call on all of you who are available on the day. Please, please, please do join us. But also, if you're not, we need you to help us make as much noise as possible about this issue so that people know what we are going through as a country that is overburdened, that has its own people being put in the back seats just so we look good to the rest of the world. Mind you, we no longer have aid coming to South Africa to take care even of refugees. So this is our own money that's now going to take care of everyone else.
Now, recently, the group alongside another movement called March for March has been accused of blocking foreign nationals from accessing public hospitals, telling them that they all need to go back to their country or pay to use the health facilities in South Africa. In short, they should go to only private hospital. And this included Asantehene Hospital in Durban. But the Human Rights Commission saw this as a violation of basic human rights and rushed to court to stop it.
Number two, we were very clear that it's unlawful for any citizen or anyone to try to enforce immigration laws. No one is allowed to play the role that is supposed to be played by Home Affairs. Number three, we've engaged with the National Police Commissioner, we've engaged with the National Health Department to say that they must do their work, which is policing, which is ensuring that everyone is able to access healthcare. So very, very clear, the answer is very, very clear that it is unlawful to prevent anyone, either documented or undocumented, from accessing healthcare. And I can also disclose that in the next couple of days, we'll also be announcing further measures to curb these practices. International law is very clear, the question from the NPO person, which is that no child should be rendered stateless. It doesn't matter who they are, but international law is very clear that no child should be rendered stateless. The Constitution is also very clear when it comes to the rights of the child, that every child, whether documented or undocumented, they've got the right to access education, they've got the right to access healthcare.
But the court said, no, not so fast. On October 10, 2025, Judge David SAHRC of the Durban High Court ruled that the South Africa Human Rights Commission's application lacked urgency, meaning it is not something which is an urgent matter which will be rushed through. Instead, it should take time and go through the normal process. Now, he pointed out that the commission had been preparing this case since July, but only decided to serve Operation Dudula the legal papers on Monday before the hearing. The delay, he said, undermined the claim of urgency, meaning you have enough time to wait. Since you decided to serve, Operation Dudula and March for March the day before, then why not go through the normal process? Now, the judge didn't stop there. He called the move as an abuse of court processes and struck it off the roll with cost. Now, this is a welcoming news for all those who support Operation Dudula and March for March. So, soon after the judgment, Operation Dudula posted triumphantly on their X. Now, this is what they wrote. It says, celebrating the ruling as a victory for the people, the most quoted court. Celebrating the rule as a victory for the people, the post quoted the court, saying the case was struck off due to lack of urgency and branded as abuse of court processes. Now, immediately after that, Dudula, who is the leader of Operation Dudula, spoke to the press, and this is what she had to say.
It's good that they have actually taken us to court, because now this gives us the right to respond and show them the wrongs that they are doing as Human Rights Commission. They're supposed to be protecting South Africans and not the other way around. Where are they when kids die of poisonous food? Where are they when young girls are being raped by foreign nationals? You don't hear them say anything. But because foreigners are so-called victims now, then we know that there's Human Rights Commission. They've submitted an urgent application, and you can't serve us on Monday and expect us to respond in just 2 days. I mean, that application is about 120 pages, I think. So whatever that we need to do, we need proper response, and we're not going to respond today. So that's our argument today, that it needs to be struck off the roll and taken to another court and not on an urgent basis.
Meanwhile, the Human Rights Commission accepted the ruling but insisted that Dudula's action remained unconstitutional and unlawful, promising to continue the fight to protect vulnerable communities in South Africa. This does not mean that Operation Dudula and March for March won the case. However, this is a breakdown of what happened in court. The case was dismissed on technicality, not on merit. The Durban High Court did not rule on whether Operation Dudula's actions were right or wrong. Instead, struck the case off the roll because South African Human Rights Commission failed to act with sufficient urgency after preparing its case. And this is a procedural victory for Operation Dudula. The group successfully avoided an immediate court order or interdict that would have stopped them from operating or stopping foreigners from entering the hospitals. Now, what does this mean for the entire case? So this means that the core conflict, what the South African Human Rights Commission took to court, it still remains unsolved. The court decision does not settle the fundamental issue of whether groups like Operation Dudula and March for March can still go to the health centers and stop people or stop foreigners from accessing healthcare in South Africa. So the court had only dealt with the technical aspects of the issue and awarded costs to Operation Dudula. However, the actual case which was taken to court is yet to be determined. Whether it will go for Operation Dudula and March for March or South African Human Rights Commission, we are yet to see. But the South African Human Rights Commission still maintains that these actions are unconstitutional and may pursue the matter through different legal avenues. So this is the breakdown of the entire story, what happened in court today. Now, before the court case started, at the court premises, at the Durban court premises, founder for March for March, Asantehene Zuma, had a little talk with their members and supporters at the court premises.
Hi everyone. Hi everybody. So this is our attorney, March and March. Then we also had senior counsel who advocates Dudula SC and advocates Kubuni, and of course Zuma and partners. Thank you so much, guys. The 18. Today we won. Saturday, March and March until we win. We won our case. LAI Human Rights Commission was trying to get us interdicted and arrested by the police, and then the judge said no, it's not urgent. It's not, and so it's over 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, it doesn't matter, but it means that we are now going to intensify our fight to keep our resources for South Africans. And they said that it's not urgent. It's not urgent. It's on period. So if the government is not going to take care of us and protect us from illegal immigrants, then you South Africans need to rise. It's time, guys. We need more volunteers. We need more hands on deck. Next step, see a point. For those who are in KZN, we are going to Point Road because we do not want to go no-go areas in Dawo where people who are not South African come and dominate, and then we as South Africans feel uncomfortable in those places. We are going to a point, and we're going to make those people realize, and you all know which country dominates in a point. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna make sure they know, this is South Africa. It's not their country. They can't come there and dominate and make us feel like we don't belong. We can't be having places that we don't go to no-go areas where people are organizing different types of crime, and we are supposed to say it's fine because CS are a point. Please join the movements, join March and March, be active, be on the ground. I promise you, the one thing that people who are on the ground will tell you is how satisfying it is. Uyazizwa now ukuthi we are doing something meaningful. Uyazizwa now ukuthi we are doing something impactful. Akufani nokuhlala efonini, will never be the same. And I know abanye bayafisa ukujoyina but isimo asivumi. But khona abanye isimo siyavuma, asihambeni masisho, especially abangasebenzi. Hlalele ningasijoyini, hlalele ningawuleli izwe lakho ngoba ila uzothola khona amathuba. Sebenza-ke sondelani march and march until we win. Sibonga kakhulu support wonke ama-forces abekhona namhlanje enkantolo. We appreciate you guys. Sanigcinanga nje ngokusho ngomlomo, you actually made it happen. Siyabonga.
So after hearing the entire issue, what do you make of the entire story? Leave your comment in the comment section. Like I always say, I'm not here to judge, or I'm not here to pass my verdict. I'm only here to break down the stories for you. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and like the video, and leave your comment. That's all. And we help each other. It's a wrap for today.